Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. So, yes, today I'm going to work on my Cookie Monster some more. There. So, in the meantime, today is Wednesday, April 30th. Happy Hump Day. And April 30th, you are frank and very outspoken and sometimes unintentionally hurt others' feelings. You are faithful, dependable, and conscientious. To those you love, you are devoted and have their deep and sincere affection. So, if today is your birthday, happy birthday. If you saw my video yesterday, then you'll know that I mentioned when I went to read yesterday's birthday horoscope. Today would have been the birthday of one of my uncles, the last of my dad's siblings to have passed away. This particular uncle was the second oldest of his brothers. So the third, he was the middle child. Yeah, because there was one aunt. There was Pat, Bob, Fred, Dave, then my dad, and then Judy. So yeah, 6 kids. So yeah, he was my Uncle Fred. He was quite the character. Yeah. So no updates on my I haven't worked on this since yesterday morning. So anyways, yeah. So yeah, of my dad and his siblings, there's just him and his younger sister that are still amongst us. Within the last 8 years, 7, 8 years, yeah, within the last 7 years, he has lost all 4 of his older siblings, as well as his mother and a nephew. And for those of you who have been around for a while know that I was in and out of foster care in my youth. Well, in and out of a foster home in my youth. In foster care, very little, even less, because the foster home that we would go and stay at was actually, they were friends with my parents. Yeah, so whenever my parents needed a break, my mom was in the hospital, that kind of stuff, then we would go and stay with these people. But anyways, recently my foster dad passed away. Yeah, which really sucks because he was a pretty good guy. Yeah. The foster home that we lived on, I'm quite certain I've talked about it before. Yeah, was a farm. I don't know how many acres they had, a couple of acres at least. But yeah, they their daughter, they actually had one of their own. They actually had a child of their own. She lived, her house was not far from theirs, but like next door. She had a horse, but of course with where they lived, where her and her husband lived, they didn't have anywhere to stable the horse, so the horse was at the farm, and it was stabled with the cows that provided milk for the for the farm. Yeah. But yeah, it really sucks that he's gone. My foster dad, it really sucks that he's gone. They fostered a lot of children on the farm, and then when they couldn't handle being on the farm anymore because of their ages, they sold the property and moved closer to town, but still on the outskirts of town, and they ran a bed and breakfast. Or no, not a bed and breakfast, it was a hostel. Yeah, they ran a hostel for a while, and then they sold that and bought a house in town. Yeah, last time I visited them, they were living in town, and yeah, they were pretty old. Yeah, they were able to adopt. They adopted several of the kids that they fostered. Yeah. Yeah. Now, the uncle, whose birthday it would have been today, yeah, he was an interesting character. He looked a lot. He was mistaken for Kenny Rogers a lot in his youth. Oh yeah, he was the spitting image of Kenny Rogers. He would have young women come up to him and ask him for his autograph, thinking that he was Kenny Rogers. I used to joke around when Kenny Rogers got older. I would joke around saying my uncle looks more like Kenny Rogers nowadays than Kenny Rogers does. Yeah. But yeah, my uncle had his own business, his own glass business. Did glass, did mirrors and stuff like that in a big city in Alberta. Yeah, and the last time that we were at his house was not long after my dad and my stepmom got married. My sister was 18, and she got to go with all of the grown-ups to the bar, while us younger kids had to stay behind at the house. But my cousin, she had a band that performed in this country and western bar, and so they went to that particular bar to watch her perform, and then afterwards they all came back to the house, and my uncle had a bar in the basement. And my cousin, after they were done performing for the night at the bar, came back to her dad's house and brought her guitar, and my uncle pulled out his guitar, and the two of them started playing their guitars, and we all started singing. Yeah, they even got me to sing a song. The only song that I know all the lyrics to, still to this day. And my uncle sang along with me. Yeah. That was lots of fun. Everybody was drinking, except for me. Of course, because I was too young, and plus I couldn't stand the taste of the stuff. I could barely stand the smell. I was able to tolerate it because of the company. Yeah. But, yeah, we had a great time. Everybody had a great time. Yeah. So, yeah, it was, and that particular uncle, he suffered for quite a while. He was in a lot of pain, in and out of the hospital. Well, actually, one of my other uncles, my oldest uncle, he had leukemia, my oldest uncle. And he was in and out of the hospital, excuse me, with that. Yeah, and my dad, he is, you know, he's the youngest of the boys. And yeah, he is way healthier. Because my bonus mom keeps him busy, keeps him active, keeps him well fed. She is a hell of a good cook. And she enjoys cooking and baking and gardening. She enjoys being busy. She doesn't like having nothing to do. She gets restless and cranky if she doesn't have something to do. Yes, she can get a little cranky. But, yeah. in a handful of years, yeah, my dad lost quite a few family members. Oh, and he also lost he lost a cousin, so like a second cousin of mine, I think she was. With the same name as my bonus mom. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep track of when they all passed, but I know my dad's youngest brother was the first one of his siblings to pass. Yeah. And that was like 6 years ago. And then I think my grandmother passed after that. Then my oldest uncle. Then my aunt, and then my other uncle. And at some point, a cousin of mine, OD'd. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this particular uncle whose birthday it would have been today, my dad forewarned me. He's like, don't ever let him know that your daughter is half German, because apparently this particular uncle was very racist. So, and I didn't know this. I did not know this about my uncle. I was quite surprised because, yeah, quite surprised. because, like, yeah, I've never seen or heard anything derogatory from him, but of course my dad obviously grew up with him, so knows that this is what he was like. So yeah. Which is unfortunate, because there is really no reason to be that way. Really no reason to be that way. Like, just because you grew up, just because your ancestors lived in a different part of the world than you, like, doesn't make that much difference. Like, your skin tone could be a different shade of coloring. So what? You could have like a bit of an accent. So what? I like accents. It doesn't matter what the accent is, too. Like East Indian accents, even, are interesting. I find accents, oh my goodness, I find accents to be interesting. Yeah, I do. I find accents to be interesting. Like, there are some of you that probably think that I have an accent. Not probably, but do. You think, you view me as having an accent, and I view you as having an accent. And it's like, I watch a lot of YouTubers. The majority of the YouTubers that I watch, of course, are from the States. And I don't notice an accent. I don't notice an accent at all. And yet people are always saying that Canadians have an accent. Like, yeah, there's an accent everywhere you go. You're gonna come across someone with an accent. Well, I don't always hear an accent when people talk. Although, like, people from Boston, oh yeah, people from Boston, oh my goodness, they definitely have an accent. But, like, I spent time in Prince Edward Island, and yeah, they have an accent. And I've been told that when I like really sing, my Welsh accent comes out, because, well, my heritage, yeah, I'm Welsh and English. So my daughter, she's Welsh and English on my side, but she's also German, Dutch, and Swiss on her father's side. Yeah. Pop. 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 Oh, goodness. So, today, Wednesday, my boyfriend said that he's gonna be able to come over tonight. Told me that last night before he went to bed, so that he got enough sleep before going to work last night, because he was supposed to get last night off, but then they needed a supervisor, so he ended up going to work last night, which means more money, which is good for him. Yay. But yeah, he's going to be coming over tonight. So Wolfie and I, because her stuff is supposed to be arriving on this Saturday, I'm gonna drag her butt out of bed and get her to help me go through, and gotta find all my gas receipts, and we're gonna pull out all the diamond paintings from under the bed. And we're going to take pictures of all of them, because that's what I do. I take pictures of all of them before I pack them up and mail them away to my friend. So we're going to, get them ready and packed up. And then we're going to take everything that's underneath the couch and put that stuff underneath the bed. And then all the packages are going to go underneath the couch until I'm able to mail them away. And then we're going to go through and sort a bunch of stuff and make room in here for when her stuff gets here. Yeah. And I think I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to keep the my little wash machine and just use it for like doing washcloths, because we got lots of washcloths that need to get washed. But like shirts and pants, I think those are just we're gonna bag them up and take them to my dad's. And she said the majority of her clothes, when they get here, need to get washed and dried. So we're gonna have to take those to my dad's to do as well. Yeah. So I think what we might do is wash them and partially dry them, then bring them home and hang them up to finish drying here, because the dryer obviously takes longer than the wash machine, and that way we can hopefully get like 3 loads of laundry done in one day at his place. But yeah, we've got bedding as well as clothes to wash, so we might have to go back the next day and do more laundry, depending on how things go. I wish he still had his clothesline up. They took their clothesline down when they enlarged their back deck and made it a covered deck. A covered deck. They put a roof over it, and yeah, they never did put their clothesline back up, which sucks because I actually enjoy hanging clothes on a clothesline. I'm thinking I might get a clothesline for do a clothesline thing here. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I could actually run a clothesline inside here from one end of the slide out to the other, and then hang laundry in here. But actually I'm gonna not do that. I'm not gonna do that. No, instead I'm gonna get one of the a collapsible clothes rack, and then I can use it inside or I can use it outside. Yeah. Unfortunately, it'll only hold like 1 load of laundry, so I guess that means every couple of days we could go to my dad's and do a load of laundry, wash it, bring it back here and hang it up. But we got to get the clothes rack first in order to be able to do that. In the meantime, we will, of course, wash it there, partially dry it there, bring it back, and then hang it on hangers and around here to give it time and let it hang to dry. It saves on their hydro bill too. Yeah. So what else? What else? Well, of course, as usual, we got dishes, dishes, and more dishes. But I think after I finish this row, I'm going to spend, yeah, I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff done around here, and then work on my cross stitch, work on my cartoon cat for a while. Yeah, it's progressing nicely. I like that kitty cat. Yeah. I am really hoping that my friend goes to the post office today, but I'm also worried because of course it's going to cost me money to pick up the packages from the post office, and right now I'd actually rather get a loan to go get more groceries for Wolfie and I. Certain things. Yeah. Like I look in the fridge and it is empty. So yeah, all the food that we've got is either in the freezer or in the cupboard. Yeah, well, the fridge is not totally empty. There is a couple of tomatoes that probably should go in the garbage because they're old. There's margarine and a box of baking soda, and then in the two drawers there's 2 apples and an onion. And then of course there's a bunch of condiments in the fridge door. Yeah. And like we've got peanut butter and jam, but no bread. Ooh, I can make pancakes. Ooh, I can make pancakes. Yeah. Because we got pancake mix and we've got pancake syrup. Yeah, I think maybe that's what I'm gonna do tonight, is make pancakes. Make pancakes for dinner for the 2 of us. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah. I definitely think that's a good idea. Pancakes, because we haven't had them in a while. Yeah. JK. All right. So I am done this section. And yeah, I wish I had nail polish remover. Because yeah, these nails are just pretty pathetic now. Yeah, I am not a big fan of these drills because of the way they feel on my skin. They just, oh, they'll scratch and itch. But this is, my wheel is, my roller is very noisy. But anyways, I am done, so I am going to go and I am going to get some work done around here. And whatever we don't complete today, we will work some more on tomorrow, and then again on Friday. So in the meantime, see you in the next one. Bye.